Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly news and pre-order video covering all of the new releases from Games Workshop for Saturday the 20th of September. Where has the year gone? Firstly, I'd like to say a massive thank you to all of the members that support the channel and everybody that uses the Element Games affiliate link to buy your Warhammer goodness at a discount and to earn crystal codes to get even more money off your Warhammers in the future. Warm welcome to all of you new subscribers and viewers. Let's get straight into the news this week. So on the Warhammer community website, right here, if we go to a week ago, which would have been the 13th of September, we had a load of pre-orders. Now I was able to make a pre-order video last weekend and it was all about Warhammer Age of Sigmar. In particular, the new army, Hellsmiths of Hashut. The army set, it sold out pretty quick. I was surprised because it's a very low model count for the price. But the models are all kind of brand new and they do look pretty nice. And they're clearly up people's streets, and you've even got an optional assembly for this creature as well. So alongside that release, you also had a couple of spearheads in the form of the Deathrattle Tomb Host. So if you haven't picked up any of the Deathrattle minis, this is your chance to get all of these at a decent price. And also the Spearhead Snarlpack Hunters. We had a few minis that came out a year or two ago, and then all of these new Snarlpack Cavalry. Very nice minis. I probably will pick them up, but a load of wolves and big wolves aren't really, my kind of cup of tea for my Gloomspite Gits. I prefer like the smaller, the squigs or the big spiders or just spiders in general and the mushrooms and, those kind of things rather than these desert type Gits. But there we go. Necromunda, we had a few new releases like the Bastions of Law book, and the Palanite Enforcer Captains and Sergeants with some Cyber Mastiffs, and the Palanite Enforcer Haunts from Forge World in the resin, and the Companions in resin as well. And also we had some Ashwing Helamites, which are like these kind of extras for them. And then we had the Bastions of Law Tactics cards and dice set. For 40k, we had some returning made-to-order minis. We had some Space Wolves and a Space Wolf Dreadnought. And then Black Library, we had the Saints of the Imperium Special Edition. I'm not sure whether that sold out quite quick. I think it did. And that was it for the pre-orders last week. So it was mainly the Helmets of Hashut. Then the next day, I say it every weekend because it was supposed to be the summer of Horus Heresy. The summer's over. We're definitely into autumn now. And I said it last week that the next day we'd have a preview of the Fellblade Super Heavy Tank. This is like one of the must-buys of the year. This is one of the standout kits. I wouldn't be surprised if it wins Mini of the Year as well. It's just fantastic. If you never picked up a resin Fellblade, I've reviewed it or re-reviewed it yesterday actually, and that video has had almost 2,000 views in 24 hours, so I'm quite chuffed with that, and I'm pleased I did make that video. Whenever a video's hit sort of 1,000 views, I'm very happy. And you don't want to miss out on this kit. Hopefully they would have produced enough, and the more of these they sell, the more likely we're going to get the Glaive and the Falchion and other bigger plastic tanks in future. This is the thing, like we've got plastic Horus Heresy because of everyone buying resin Horus Heresy. If nobody bought resin Horus Heresy, it wouldn't be popular, and Games Workshop wouldn't have taken a gamble of just releasing plastic Heresy. They look at the numbers of resin Heresy sold and they were like, yep, we'll turn it into plastic. And it's going to be the same for any of the big expensive kits as well. So if this sells really well, you'll get the Glaive and the Falchion. If they sell really well, or all the super heavies sell really well, you're going to get a plastic Mastodon. If that sells well, plastic Thunderhawk. So it opens up other areas where Games Workshop can invest in for the design of these big minis. Combined with the Fellblade, we've also got the Mark II Assault Squad up for pre-order today. I'm not massively fussed with these. I mean, I will, order them, but I know they're mainly kitted out in the Iron Warriors colours, but I can definitely see some kind of helmetless versions, whether in the World Eaters or even Word Bearers colours, or even the Night Lords. I can see them more looking like a Chaos faction set of Assault Marines, mainly because of these chain axes and pistols and all these heavy chain axes. There's even like, is that a, I want to say disintegrator pistol and a power maul? Looks like you're getting a fair number of options here. And I think that these sort of sergeant weapon options you could possibly use for your, the quite boring Mark VI assault squad. So yeah, we'll see. For me, it's the jump packs themselves. And the fact that they're more kind of chaos orientated. I don't really think they're going to fit with my Dark Angels, and I can't see myself using them for my Emperor's Children or Death Guard. So possibly they're going to be a Word Bearers unit, but we'll see. Journal Tactica, The Forges of Saturn. So this is the book where you can discover the origins of the distinctive Saturnine pattern Terminator armor. 48-page supplement. Yeah, I don't know about that. 48 pages is hardly anything. You might as well release it for free digitally for people to read. Legiones Astartes Combat Force. Again, if you are after Leviathan Dreadnought, one with some, I say range weapons, they're still pretty short range weapons, and you're after a Rhino, everyone loves a Rhino, and you're itching for 10 more Mark VI Space Marines and some heavy Mark VI Space Marines, then yeah, this is a good way to bump up your force. But if you've already got the Space Marines and the heavies, and let's say you've got the Leviathan Dreadnought, it's quite a safe combat force. I nearly said combat patrol, they're combat forces, aren't they? The Mechanicum one is decent. Again, you can never have too many Castellax or Thalax, and the Thanatar is, great model. So if you never picked up a Thanatar, it's worth it for this, because I think you'll get one of these units for free if you pick that force up. And then the Solar Auxilia, it's a nice force. It's they've got the new smaller like Sentinels in here, and you've got a Lehman Russ. You've got 20 las rifle section, and you've got a command section. The thing is with this command section, if you've already got a command section, you can just turn them into normal las rifles. I think there's enough spare parts and things not to have them as a command section if you don't want to. So that's a nice upgrade set. I'm quite inclined to pick that up at some point if it stays around, because I do need some more Lehman Russes. Middle-earth strategy game, you've got Lord of the Rings War of the Rohirrim, and you've also got the Helm Hammerhand King of Rohan minis being released, as well as the Frialaf Hilderson, Olwyn and Leif Heroes of Rohan minis. And then you've got some Rohirrim and Hill Tribesmen dice sets. Not many dice though. 8 dice each. Yeah, it would have been nice to have a few more, maybe like 20 each. That's the bare minimum. Whenever I think of dice sets and things, no matter how cool and fancy they are, made from rare earth materials, I don't know, but I'd always just go for 20. Black Library, you've got Void Scarred, so I think this is just a special edition of this book. It's a new book actually from Mike Brooks. Mike Brooks has been pumping some novels out. I do like his style. There it is, Void Scarred there. I probably will pick that up eventually. And then you've got The Remnant Blade by Mike Vincent, and Darkness Eternal, stories from the 41st millennium. That might be pretty good. You've got a number of authors there. Short stories though, 13 of them. And then everybody's favourite Warhammer army, the Tau. You've got The Elemental Council by Noah Van Guyen. And then Warhammer Plus, you've got some Lore Masters and How We Roll. And that is it for the last week Sunday preview. The same day, on the Sunday, I'm not sure whether it was leaked and things, but yes, I know everybody's been waiting. We've been waiting for decades. We've been waiting longer than we have for a plastic or an upgraded Eldar avatar, longer than Khorne Berserkers. Finally, we get a brand new Marneus Calgar model. That's called sarcasm for anyone that is a bit slow there. Minus Calgar has got yet another mini. This would have been cool if he was released like last year about this time when Space Marine 2 was released, because there was a lot more hype there. Now, you know, we've had an update for Space Marine 2, which is nice. You know, I like free things. I like free updates in my games where they add things, but it's turning into a bit of a grind fest. And you know, the reward that you get for some of those weapons just isn't worth the hours that you're investing in things, as they're kind of not intrinsically linked, but they're a little bit linked with Space Marine 2 and Minus Calgar, because, you know, if you haven't played the game, well, it's been out a year, he is in the game. But it's nice to get an upgraded model that probably looks a bit more like the chap in the video game, and I think they've done an alright job with him. A far better job than they did for Lieutenant Titus, I'll tell you that for free. But yeah, he looks fine. He's it's such a meme now, though. It's such a meme. Why can't we just have a Space Marine hero that's not standing on something for once? I understand why they done it. They made him just bigger by standing on something, and for some reason they just don't like hobbyists putting minis on Cork and their own bases. This one isn't too bad though, Kato, but I'm sure we had a Sicarius mini not that long ago. But yeah, he looks alright. I don't think you've got a helmeted version, which is a shame because he's got one of the coolest helmets going. Okay, I've just looked in on Google, and apparently we haven't had a Kato Sicarius model for quite some time. This looks very nice though, very ultramarine-y. Look at this. So these are some Honor Guard. Yeah, First Company veterans, the Victrix Honor Guard. I'm not sure about that blade though. It looks a bit wonky here. But yeah, this one with the chapter banner looks very cool. And yeah, we were bound to get something like this following Space Marine 2. I'm not sure whether they worked on these this time last year or whether it was a 2-year sort of development cycle. But yeah, you've also got, yeah, look at these. Very, very cool. They've got their axes and the pistols. It's annoying because, yeah, but that chapter banner is one of the coolest chapter specific banners I've seen. Very impressive. Then if we move to the next set of previews, Warhammer Day, it's coming. You've got Commemorative Chaos Champion. Yeah, looks all right. You're not going to be able to spot him in a crowd though, unfortunately. Has this helmetless option, which is, yeah, you're definitely going to spot him in the crowd. And then you've got a brand new Space Marine Captain with jump pack. So this is the kind of pose I was hoping for Titus. This is actually pretty decent. And he's also got options. So you've still got the shield, but you can go for the very small, it looks like a small Thunderhammer. It looks like a very short Thunderhammer. And a really long chainsword. Yeah, I think this captain looks better than the current offering that we have. I made a point before about how the sergeant in the Space Marine Assault Squad looked better, and I stand by that. But this one, yeah, it's pretty good. Then, of course, we've got a Fellblade article. You know, Fellblade is out for pre-order today. And you've got some lovely colour schemes which will really give you some inspiration. So we've got the Salamanders one here with the Laser Destroyer. We've got the Ultramarines one, which those Space Marines, those tank commanders, they do look like the ones that you get in your normal vehicle accessory sprue, I have to say. So, you know, and so does the multi-melter. So I don't think we're going to get a special super heavy accessory sprue, which is a bit of a shame, but you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. This Ultramarines one has the Gravis Heavy Bolter battery, which looks impressive. And then you've got the Laser Destroyer here for the Word Bearers. And then Thousand Suns have got the Laser Destroyers. And you've got the Imperial Fist with the Heavy Bolter battery. It would have been nice to see them in all of the colours. But of course, you know, they would have had to have built, what, like 18 Fellblades and paint them all up, and I would have liked to have seen some with the heavy flamers just to showcase those, unless the Word Bearers one is hiding some heavy flamers. I just think flamers on a tank, well, especially a heavy tank, you know, the jet of flame has to breach part of the length of the tank. So unless you've got sponson flamers, which are cool, these hull mounted flamers, yeah, it would spew some fuel now and again on the you know, chassis of the tank. It's a bit odd, you know, unless they change the reach of the flamer. But yeah, nice little article. Then you've got a rumour engine, 16th of September, and this looks like, yeah, definitely some kind of 40k, may even be Horus Heresy, some kind of data slates. Stand with Yarrick and the Astra Militarum in a new lineup of Black Library novels or releases. Yeah, okay. So you've got new set of releases for Yarrick, new Deathcore Krieg novel by Steve Lyons. I've got a couple of novels, and then you've got Demolisher and Steel Tread, and Vagabond Squadron by Robbie McNiven. You've got the Warhammer 40,000 Balance data slate developers commentary about it. You've got the Warhammer TV talking Hellsmiths of Hashut. From Spearhead to Bigger Battles, the hobby collab's journey through the Age of Sigmar. And then War of the Rohirrim designers notes on the Middle-earth Journal. Do they still sell that scenery? That would be cool if they did. You've got starting Imperial Knights Army in 40k. I will load this up because I am a big fan of these articles. I think they're very, very useful, and you've got a little bit of an explanation with them. You've got a Warlord Titan in the background, I think it is. You've got some nice artwork in these articles too. And you've got the Combat Patrol, which is the Armiger Trailblazers. Painting them. I painted a few of mine in my own made-up house. You've got the Codex, you've got the Knight Errant, Crusader, Paladin, Gallant, Warden, Defender. Unfortunately, they're all in the same leg pose, though. You've got the Castellan, which is this big knight, one of the biggest single-seater knights, which is the Acastus, I think, for single-seater. You've got more Armiger Helverins and Warglaves, and then you've got Fiction. Believe it or not, Assassinorum is one of those such books. On face value, it's hard to think that it's an Imperial Knight novel, but you know, there is a faceplate, I think, for a knight. Start your collection. So you've got the book, you've got a knight, and then you've got a Castellan, and then you can shop the full range. The only thing I would like more of is like maybe some painting video. I know they give you some recommended paints, but maybe some like options of different houses and the paint schemes that they've used, and maybe some links to videos, YouTube videos. I mean, they've got a YouTube channel and stuff, haven't they? So 2 mass combat patrols deploy. So these were announced yesterday, I think, on the 19th. So you've got combat patrol Harlequins. Okay, if you need some Harlequins. And then you've actually got combat patrol Deathcore Krieg, which I did not see coming. This is a relatively new army. It came out, what, January, February time of 2025. Pretty nice. I say unfortunately, it's got some horses, some steeds in. They're a good set. There's plenty of options. You know, I think you can have them with 3 different weapon options. So having 3 sets of horses is pretty good. And I actually enjoyed them in the end. I was dreading them a little bit, but yeah, they turned out pretty nice. So even if you were to get this set, getting another set of 5 horses is still going to be fine. But you've got this command set, which they are like single poses normally. So yeah, and then you've got the heavy weapons squad, which yeah, still is missing the heavy bolter, and I won't shut up about that. You've got Assault Marines take flight, 4 units in 4 legions. So you've got, yeah, so these are painted up. So that's Salamanders, White Scars. Interesting. It's got shields, or a few shields. You've got Word Bearers. Yeah, so that looks really good, word bearers with these chain axes. And World Eaters, of course, yeah, looks fantastic. I'll probably say World Eaters is the best fit for that unit. And then choose these units to transform your combat force into a full Horus Heresy army. So yeah, they're pushing these combat forces, and we've gone through those. Look, so you've got Centurion there, Predator battle tank. So these are the units and products that you can add to those combat forces to flesh them out a bit. You know, you've got the Mark 6 Assault Squad, which just, yeah, doesn't look up to that much now, does it, compared to the Mark II one? And then expanding the Mechanicum Force with the Krios battle tank. Yep, good option. A bit tricky to build though, that one. Thethral's Covenant. Okay. Ursarax Cohort. Yeah, they're all right. And then expanding the Solar Auxilia. You've got the Velataris Storm section. They're good. And then the Lehman Russ Assault Tank with the extra different weapons. I think I built mine with the Volkite, but I should have built it with the Plasma. The Malcador Infernus is just, yeah, fantastic that it's in plastic. Such a good mini. I enjoyed that one. Yeah, so that is the end of the news and the previews. Let's go on over to the Games Workshop store and have a look at this Fellblade up for pre-order today. Okay, so here we are on Games Workshop's web store, and there's a big advert there of the Fellblade. It's an alright advert. I can't really make a screenshot out of it whatsoever. I don't know whether this is their plan all along, but yeah, that would have been a nice screenshot if it didn't have all of that writing and stuff there. It's right here. If we scroll down, you've got the combat forces, not combat patrols. Let's face it, they're basically combat patrols, aren't they? And then you've got the War of the Rohirrim, some of those new models, and then you've got the Warhammer Plus exclusive minis, and back in stock as well. Yeah, they they had so many minis that kept going out of stock that they have to put a back in stock section now. Yeah. It says back in stock, and then it says temporarily out of stock. Sorry, that's just made me laugh so hard. Oh dear. Just get rid of that, back in stock. No one cares. Okay, so if we go on new and exclusive or pre-orders, it took ages, and we just click high to low, should be the Fellblade at the top. Yeah, £125. Not too bad. Of course, it's not as let's just see if we can do a bit of wizardry here and type in Baneblade. This is a really unfair comparison, and I shouldn't really compare them. Baneblade is £115, but look how many different options. What, there's like 8 options, is there? Yeah, there's something like 8 different variants. What does it say? Bane Sword, Shadow Sword, Doom Hammer, Storm Sword, Bane Hammer, Storm Lord, Hell Hammer. Well, that's 7, plus the Baneblade itself, that's 8. So yeah, almost 400 plastic components. It's not a fair comparison, okay, because when the Baneblade first came out, it was £60. And it's gone from 60 to 115. It's an old kit. I was there on release. I went down to my local little shop. It wasn't even a Games Workshop store, and it was there with the Stomper for £60. But yeah, I know the Stomper was £60 as well. And that was back in 2007. So it's about 18 years old now, which is just blows my mind, that this kit is 18 years old. So a bit of an unfair comparison, considering this new super heavy tank with all new plastic parts, and hopefully we'll be able to use the chassis and things on the glaive and the falchion. Hopefully they bring those out, because literally the only things they have to change, well, for the glaive is just the turret. The falchion, yeah, they have to change a few more pieces like this this part of the chassis, but hopefully they can do that. £125. I was actually expecting like 140, considering in resin these tanks were over £200, the last time I checked. I don't think you can get the glaive. Maybe you can. Glaive. Let's just do... Okay, well, you can't get a Stormbird or a Thunderhawk anyway if you tried. A Thunderhawk, £600 now. Wow. No glaive or falchion. They've got glaive and falchion in the Astartes army book. I would put money on they're bringing it out in plastic, because it's no longer available in resin either. These two, the Fire Rapt and Storm Eagle, are out of stock. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to come out all in plastic, because yeah, these three aren't at the moment. But yeah, these super heavy tanks were over £200 when they were in resin. So with a discount, I think you can pick this up for like 100. To get a Fellblade, you can pretty much get two for the price of one, and that's sort of the story of plastic Horus Heresy. It's going to take you much longer, like 4 or 5 times the amount of your time. So if you really do value your time, which is our most precious resource in these short lives, it's going to take you 4 or 5 times the amount of time to build these compared to the resin, but you are saving, you're getting them for half the price. So it kind of evens out if you look at it that way. But that obviously is dependent on how much you value your own time. But moving back to the actual tank, I think it's not too bad. To get this for like 100 with a discount, as I say, you can kind of double up. And if you have never bought a Fellblade before, I'd buy 2 of these straight away. Not while you can. I don't think they'll sell out massively. I hope they've produced enough, but this is a gorgeous tank, and this is kind of like endgame for Space Marines. Thunderhawk would be very nice, Mastodon would be great, but to get a super heavy tank for Space Marines for Horus Heresy is such a top tier result, and I am, they almost did it with the Kratos. The Kratos, they made a brand new tank, brand new chassis, gave it Land Raider armor for some reason. It's just all the other weapons that it had were lackluster. The main gun, a couple of them, were decent, like the Melter's brilliant. And the cannon is all right. But it was kind of like a mini Fellblade. And this is what we wanted. This is this is going to be around for many, many years, and I hope they sell a lot, because I'm very impressed, and I haven't even got it in my hands yet. There's a "that's what she said" joke somewhere in there. But anyway, £125. What does it say? They talk about the size. Makes an impressive centerpiece, measuring an imposing 131 millimeters by 252.5 millimeters. If you're American, you probably don't even know what the hell we're talking about there. It is impressive. You've got that advanced accelerator cannon with the 100-inch range. Even on its, I say, lowest setting, with the it pumps out 5-inch blasts with this. I think it's strength 8 with AP3. You can be just annihilating blobs of Space Marines or that pesky heavy weapon support squad. Typically, they would be in cover anyway, wouldn't they? Or you can just be 100 inches away from like some Saturnine Terminators or Terminators in general, and pump out the strength 12 AP2 shots. Yeah, and the sponsons are pretty decent too. If anything gets within las cannon range, you've got the las cannon arrays, which are straight up 4 shots now in total. You've also, if you're against like Mechanicum maybe, or Solar Auxilia, it's going to have a field day, because it's got the Demolisher Cannon, it's got the Gravis heavy bolter batteries. You're getting 224 plastic components, which, doesn't sound much, compared to the Baneblade at the, at the almost 400. But anything over sort of 200 components is good. You're getting 700 water slide transfer sheets, and it's a new Legiones Astartes super heavy vehicle transfer sheet as well. So it's a new transfer sheet in this, and you're getting Legion iconography for Sons of Horus, Imperial Fists, Iron Warriors, and Salamanders. So if you've got any other Legions, you're stuffed. But yeah, this is and also it's groundbreaking because we've finally got the plastic laser destroyers. We had them for the rapier batteries. I think if we just type in rapier, so we had the laser destroyer for the rapiers, and that was the first time we sort of seen it in plastic. And now we've got it for the Fellblade. You know what? I might double up on this. I may double up on it. We'll see. If they get a glaive and a falchion out, definitely. I think for the glaive, I'd probably go heavy bolters. I think for the falchion, I'd probably go laser destroyers. And I think for this, probably las cannons. Or I might go laser destroyers for this and las cannons for the falchion. Definitely heavy bolters for the... But the beauty about these sponsons is you just know that you'll be able to hot swap them. I don't think that you're going to be able to have all three and hot swap all three within one set. I think you're going to have to choose because of the, connecting piece. But, if you're going to get all three in plastic, if that's your goal, yeah, get them with all three different sponsons. Or just send it and have them with the same sponsons. I just do think that the heavy bolters look the coolest out of these. Anyway, I'm gushing too much about the Fellblade. It's so good. You've also got the Legiones Astartes Combat Force, £105 there. I mean, how much is a Leviathan these days? It is £52.50. So for £50, you're getting a Rhino, 10 Space Marines, and another 10 heavy support Space Marines. If I just type in heavy support weapons, missile launchers, look at that, £29 there. So you're already at £80 just for the Dreadnought and those weapons, let alone the Space Marines and the Rhino. So you are saving money with that set. You've got the Solar Auxilia Combat Force. So again, £105, same price. Lehman Ross, we want the Solar Auxilia one, please. £42.50. So yeah, you're almost at half price just with the tank. This set has got 28 minis, 790 plastic components. I forgot to say what the Space Marine one has, but that has fewer minis, 22 minis, and you're getting 656 components. So fewer components, but then again, Solar Auxilia, they're a bit more fiddly. Las cannons, las rifles, things like that. And the Mechanicum, I'd probably say it's got the lowest mini count and maybe the lowest part count. Same price. And of course the Thanatar, that big boy, is £63. So, for £37, you're getting the Castellax and the Thalax. I think the Castellax are 40, aren't they? Castellax. Yeah, almost £50 there. So already you're saving money just with the Castellax and that. You're getting the Thalax for free, definitely. And then, in terms of minis, what's that? 9 minis and 598 plastic components. So the lowest part count. Saints of the Imperium, I was right, it did sell out last week very quickly. You got the Spearheads for Age of Sigmar from last week. You got Void Scarred Special Edition. Is this still available? Page not found. Oh, okay, and then it just sends me to this randomly. I wonder if I... Oh yeah, no, still available. £45, looks nice. Very, very cool cover. I like the spine as well and the yellow. I do like a yellow. Okay, it's messed up my order. So, yeah, and then we've got the Mark II Assault Squad. I think they're like 50p more than the Mark VI. It is what it is. So £44.50 for these. I have pre-ordered these as well as the Fellblade. So you'll get to see these. Yeah, you've got some with shields for some reason, some with bolt pistols, some with the dual-handed chain axes, probably heavy chain axes. You've got the Crusade armor, you've got 10 Space Marines in there, 244 plastic components, and yeah, it says here chain axes, 2 sergeants can be equipped, each be equipped with disintegrator pistol or Volkite Serpenta, Power Maul and Melter Bomb. Every member of the squad can swap their bolt pistol for a combat shield to soak up greater amounts of damage as they leap across the battlefield. Two legionaries can each be armed with an optional heavy chain axe. There you go. 16 different heads in 8 designs. Grenades, pouches. Yeah, I think it's going to be a sleeper kit. I actually do. I think it's going to be pretty decent. And if you're building like a Mark II armoured only force, then these are going to go great with the brand new Mark IIs that were released with Saturnine. Now, Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim, £32.50 for Frealaf, Hilderson, Olwyn and Leaf. Pretty nice minis there. Are they plastic as well? That's quite cool. Yeah, plastic kit, 3 Mighty Warriors. Obviously, you've got the 3, and then you've got them on foot. 43 plastic components. Not too many though. Components. Thought there'd be more. You've got Necromunda Bastions of Law last week. Ashwing Halamites were last week. Palanite Enforcers were last week. Theodred, Prince of Rohan. £29.50 expert kit. So already that is going to be resin. The amount of detail on that though. Look at that armour. That's one of the most detailed minis I've seen. That's incredible. 15 resin components. It's not a toy, it's collectible. Wow, the Palanite Enforcer Haunts sold out, so did the Companions. You've got Helm Hammerhand, King of Rohan. So you had the Prince, now you've got the King. Very cool mini. Plastic. Was he available in the box set before? Can't remember. But yeah, 27 components. So almost as many components as the set of 3 heroes, just for him. You got the Remnant Blade, £20 for hardback, and Void Scarred hardback. Just in general, I am trying to avoid Warhammer novels from Black Library at the moment, just because the whole made in China books with the terrible paper quality for £20, just I'm not feeling it right now with those books. I'd rather just wait for a softback and get it for like 6 or 7 if I can. But they're slowly pushing the softbacks to £10. Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim, £17 for that book. That'll be softback. And that comes out, yeah, 48 pages, not many at all, is it? Did this book come out in the game set? I'm not sure. I'm trying to think that it did, but that set came out quite a while ago. You've got the Journal Tactica, Forges of Saturn, £17. Oof. Does look quite nice though, if you like the Saturnine feel, theme. 48 pages. You've got exemplary battles, Saturnine plate, historical detachments and additional missions. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I think they could have bundled that into a much bigger book, more of a special edition book, a hardback book maybe. Yeah, and also it's coming out now rather than when Saturnine released a few months ago. Rohirrim dice set, £13.50 for 8 dice. Oof, I mean, that's not that far from £20 for 10, is it? Hill Tribesman dice set, same price. Bastions of Law dice set for £13.50. So yeah, they're well over. We're almost at £2 per dice, almost. Bastions of Law Gang Tactics cards, £13. That was last week. Elemental Council paperback. Yep, there you go. There's the £10 for the paperback. And Darkness Eternal paperback for £10. And that's it for the pre-orders. So you've got some Lord of the Rings, War of Rohirrim items, and you've got some novels, as well as you've got quite a few novels, as well as the Horus Heresy Combat Forces and the Mark II Assault Squad, and of course the Fellblade Super Heavy Tank. Wow, that's quite a decent pre-order set this week. Mission accomplished for me. I'm not really fussed what else we get for the rest of the year. My main goals this year was to pick up the Deathcore Krieg, the new Eldar, the Emperor's Children, the Saturnine box set, and the Fellblade. So anything between now and Christmas is a bit of a bonus. Although if Games Workshop decide to release a lot more minis and items and things over the next few months, then they are now competing with the busiest time of the year for video games. You know, you got quite a few new video games coming out over the next few months, and with video games now costing £60 to £90 for the complete edition or premium editions of them, with watches and sneakers and other products and clothes more available than ever compared to some of these that get sold out. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of products and items competing for your hard-earned cash. But one thing you can count on is I will be here to give you all of these videos. So what do you guys think of the pre-orders today? Have you pre-ordered a Fellblade? Have you ever owned a Fellblade and you're new to these super heavy tanks? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.